Right now, you are watching the sophomore game on Aero TV. Watertown's in the lead, 16-15 over O'Gorman. This is just a reminder, this is the sophomore game. We're on to the third set. This set will only go to 15 points. And this broadcast is brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union.
this one didn't have me do it. So, because what were we doing? Thank you, sir. Had me told that, you know, Tim Cruz is the new school guy, school IT guy. Tim Cruz used to be at the middle school. So, I started this 4 years ago. It's called Iowa Food Account, where he's connected to. And he doesn't like it. He wants to be on the school. Pretty good company, pretty cool. Wanted him to do it like original. Okay, so now, I don't even remember how to do this. You just put like a 1 in there.
Just click on it.
Oh yeah. Alright.
He's coming up here. See how he does.
Yes, that's right. Hi, Kira. How are ya? Good. Oh my, that's cool. You're all. Are you the player of the game? Oh, good.
The camera operator of the game.
Microphones are on, by the way.
Good evening and welcome to the historic Watertown Civic Arena, the legendary home of the Watertown Arrows. You are watching Arrow TV, the best high school sports broadcast, brought to you entirely by Watertown High School students and community members. I am Cam Corey, your host for tonight's non-conference matchup between the Watertown Arrows, who come into tonight at 7-3, and the O'Gorman Knights, who are 5-2. The Arrows play out of the Eastern South Dakota Conference, the ESD, while the Knights play out of the Metro Conference there in Sioux Falls. Both of these teams, rich in traditions. They are common state tournament qualifiers. The fun history between these two teams is the last championship that the Watertown Arrows won in AA volleyball, which is South Dakota's highest class, was over the O'Gorman Knights back in 2019 out in Rapid City. Both of these teams, they do have some standout players. They each have had some early season momentum. And really tonight, as I mentioned, just not another match in the season. It's early yet, but both of these teams are battling for top 5 and that premier league in the state tournament at that AA court. Watertown, as I mentioned, comes into tonight with a 7-3 overall record, having secured key wins over Pierre, Sioux Falls, Washington, who at the time was rated number 2 in South Dakota AA volleyball, and Brookings. They did lose to 2 very good teams in Brandon Valley and, of course, the perennial Minnesota power, the Marshall Tigers. O'Gorman, on the other hand, they come into tonight with a 5-2 record, having swept Yankton and Sioux Falls Roosevelt. And then they went 2-1 in the always difficult tournament of the Millard West Invite. The Knights did suffer defeats to Lincoln North Star down in Omaha at that tournament, and their other loss was to Brandon Valley. So both of these teams have faced off against the Lynx, and both of these teams have lost to them. Both of these teams, as we mentioned, it's early season. They're still looking for their stride, but one thing is for sure, both of these teams have the firepower to contend in November. Watertown is coached by Rosemary Bellum. She is in her 8th year at the helm for the Arrows, and she comes in with just a phenomenal record of 178 wins to only 73 losses. She, in that time, has won a state AA championship. Some of the strengths for the Arrows, they come in with a balanced attack at the net. We'll talk about some of those players in just a little bit, but they also come in with a strong, deep senior leadership. Some key players for the Arrows is number 3, Anna Hertz. Anna Hertz had 287 kills last season. So far in this campaign, her senior campaign, she has 86 kills. She is a fearless attacker, and she has added into her repertoire, instead of just hitting it as hard as she can, she is now finding the line, finding the corners, knowing when to, slow down that swing, and so her game has come up a notch. Ellie Thury, a senior outside hitter. She is at 84 kills, and she really is the second scoring option there at that outside hitter for the Arrows. And she has got a really heavy arm. She is playing very, very well. She's going to play that 6 rotations and play the back row as well. The quarterback for the Arrows, otherwise known as the setter, is Kinsey Russell. She's also a senior. She comes into tonight with 273 assists and 102 digs. she does control the tempo for the Arrows. As fast as they go is really dependent upon her setting, and tempo is what we're talking about, how quick she sets her sets and how high above the net she is going to set them. Number 17, Kerrigan Cladd, a junior middle hitter. She comes into tonight with 52 kills, but she is hitting a phenomenal .459 in hitting efficiency. We saw her break out a little bit last year at the JV ranks, and this year and her junior year, she is just having an athletic breakout, and she brings the intangibles as well. Always positive. You'll see her smiling on the court, and just that encourager. The libero for the Arrows is Andy Olson, and she comes in leading the team in digs with 134. One of the things to note about these Arrows is they are at its best when Kinsey Russell, the setter, is able to spread out the offense, and we have Olson in the back row that stabilizes it and keeps the serve receive and the Arrows in system. O'Gorman, on the other hand, is a team full of college recruits. They are coached by Cale Hecht, and the O'Gorman Knights, just as the Arrows are, perennial contenders in Class AA. The strengths of this O'Gorman Knight team is their height, national recruits, and we talk about those multiple college commits, and let's talk about them right now. Number 22, Ruthie Robinson, just a junior middle hitter. She is the number 2 ranked volleyball player by Prep Dig in the class of 2027 in South Dakota, and she is committed to go to the powerhouse volleyball program of the Creighton Blue Jays. She is an elite blocker, ladies and gentlemen. She wears number 22 for Watt, so let's look for her at the net here this evening. Number 21, Mackenzie Walsh, a senior right side. She is going to Southwest Minnesota State University in Marshall. She is a 6'3" right side, and I did see the coach for SMSU in the house tonight, so he has come over to watch his recruit. Walsh is the number 8 ranked South Dakota player by Prep Dig in the 2026 class. Number 20, Lauren Venega, a senior outside. She is committed to Palm Beach Atlantic, and she is the number 2 ranked player by Prep Dig in the class of 2026. But we're not done, ladies and gentlemen. Number 12, the setter for the O'Gorman Knights. She is committed to Northwest Missouri State, and she is the number 3 overall ranked volleyball player in the class of 2026. Number 18, Lily Wibben, a senior middle hitter. She is just a presence at the net as well. She's steady, consistent, and frankly, O'Gorman is simply loaded with high-level players and recruits not playing their best volleyball yet. The chemistry is still working out those kinks and getting to know each other. You know, they play club, but they play on different club teams, and that allows these players to grow and get better on their different teams rather than settle into a role. And we'll see that elite type of player here on the court. If the chemistry clicks, O'Gorman could be one of the most dangerous teams in the state. We need to give a throw out to Watertown's commit, Siri Bach. Recently, she is committed to play volleyball, and she is going to Northwestern in St. Paul. So congratulations to Siri Bach. She's a senior right side hitter. She stands at 5'11". So Watertown also with a future college player on their side of the net. Keys for tonight's match: Watertown has to pass in system. If they get themselves out of system, which is another word of saying that Kinsey Russell is unable to set the ball up for good attacks, different types of tempo attacks, this front row of O'Gorman may have a feast, because the further back you are away from the net, the lower that ball is going to come over the net and does allow for more blocks. Russell needs to spread the offense and keep the middle blockers of Ruthie Robinson and Lily Wibben moving from pin to pin and keep the blockers guessing. Try to set up her hitters with single blocks. And then simply let Thury and Hertz, the two seniors on the outside, allow them to carry that scoring. If they can keep the ball in and put really intentional targeted attacks, the Watertown Arrows will be in this ball game here tonight. O'Gorman, they are going to look for Walsh and Robinson to just dominate the blocks on their side of the net. Or excuse me, Wibben and Walsh and Robinson. I mean, just a formidable front row. And then at the setter spot, London Smith, she needs to set the tone. She's fast, balanced distribution, much like the Arrows are going to look from Kinsey Russell. The O'Gorman Knights will look from London Smith. And then, you know, the Watertown Arrows, nice crowd here in the Civic Arena. This is always a difficult place to play for those teams visiting here. Lot of territory around the net. Most of these players are used to playing in gyms that have 10 to 12 feet beyond the end lines. Here we're talking 30 feet. So just, you know, judging where the ball is, seeing it across the net, getting into position is just a little bit different here in the Watertown Civic Arena. So if they can stay composed and in this tough environment and play and own the net, O'Gorman Knights could take home a victory. We're going to turn it over to the public address announcer, Mark Bellum, for our national anthem and our starting lineups.
For tonight's AA volleyball matchup between the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights and your Watertown Arrows. This contest is being conducted under the guidance and regulation of the South Dakota High School Activities Association for the enjoyment and educational benefit of high school students. Officials for today are Gary Duffy and Terry Duffy. Line judges are Bobby Joe Soupier and Crystal Neal. These officials are registered with the South Dakota High School Activities Association and have dedicated themselves to learning the rules of the game and applying them fairly to ensure a positive experience for athletes, coaches, and fans. We ask that you show respect for their efforts and recognize the vital role they play in providing opportunities for our student athletes. Without them, these contests would not be possible. At this time, we ask you please stand and join us in honoring America with the playing of our national anthem.
the Watertown Civic Arena with a live look at George. And we've got the Brandon Valley Lynx and the Watertown Arrows on the new Watertown field, the stadium, with a 0-0 game between the girls. Live look in there. We did have a game between the boys from Brandon Valley Lynx and the Watertown Arrows, and that ended in a 1-1 tie. Here on the hard court, we've got the O'Gorman Lady Knights. To serve will be the setter, London Smith. She stands at 5'9". The right-hander will float that over and not over into the net for a service error to start this match. That will send the opposite opposing setter of Kinsey Russell to the service line. And Kinsey will be joining us after this match up here in the broadcast booth for our post-game show. Big swing, the right-hander of Lauren Venegay. Venegay will go back to serve. Venegay, of course, going to play in college at Palm Beach Atlantic there in West Palm Beach, Florida. They are a Division II school, NCAA Division II. And 2 service errors for the O'Gorman Knights to start this ball game. Anna Hertz back to serve, dug out, swing, and rejected by the tandem of Siri Bach and Reese Munger, but it did go out of bounds, so a kill for Mally Jones. Mally Jones, a senior outside. She stands at 5'8". Swing by Ellie Thury, and that is long for a hitting error. The libero for O'Gorman back to serve. Hurt softly over. It's dug up, goes to the right side, the left-hander. She stands at 6'3" on that right side and left-handed, which allows that ball not to go past her, but she's able to hit it before the ball goes by her face, which is a luxury for teams. Have a lefty on that right side. Goes to the outside. Softly over. Dug out by the Arrows. And Ellie Thury puts down the swing. O'Gorman 4, Watertown 3 in set number 1. That will send Reese Munger. She's a junior, stands at 5'11". She also has 48 kills on the year. She's hitting at .243 efficiency out of that middle spot. So she is having a good junior campaign as well. She gets the first ace of the evening. Two aces in a row. Drops in between, looks like Jones and Venegay. That doesn't happen too often. Communication error. Again, we talked about how this team is still working out the chemistry. Back row attack, softly over, dug out by Bach on her knees. Thury swings, and she's gonna get her second kill of the evening. We didn't plan it this way, but Kinsey Russell coming up to Dakota Land Federal Credit Union booth, and maybe it's a anniversary present as we see out of the middle, and that is the Creighton recruit, number 22 of Ruthie Robinson, that puts that down for the kill. And the anniversary present maybe to Kinsey's parents, Brett and Dawn Russell. Happy anniversary to you two. As Russell back sets, softly over, tip by Siri Bach. Arrows up 7-5 in set number 1. Jordan Remmers, a junior, defensive specialist, in to serve. She serves in that 1 zone. Overpass, it is not. It is able to be pushed over. Slide attack to Ruthie Robinson. It is dug up by the Arrows. Thury swings and swings on that cross court, and it does go wide.
Serving for the Knights, Allie Jones.
Allie Jones, outside hitter for the Knights, wearing number 4, serves. Thury swings, it's dug out by Katie McKay, and the point is going to go to the Arrows. Again, just over the DS of Remmers. Slide to tight slide. Kinsey Russell was really pulled there to that right side antenna, giving just a very narrow window for Kerrigan Klatt to come over and get the rotation, and it does go too long for a setting error. Thury swings, and that is long. That looked like it was going to be right on the line, and we see that replay right there, and you can see it was long. So the line judge gets that one right. Ace for Allie Jones. Allie Jones, a 5'8" senior. Another big swing, and that is going to be blocked by Ruthie Robinson. We talked about her, and she is just a elite blocker from that middle position, and Robinson gets her first block on the night. Keeps Jones at the service line. Kerrigan Klatt gets the kill. O'Gorman up 11-8. That will send Ellie Thury back to serve. Coach Ketwig gives the sign. Another miscommunication between the back row of the Knights, this time between Jones and Kaylee Roman. Roman, 5'4" libero or DS. Tonight she's playing DS. Jones overpasses that. Anna Hertz doesn't miss it. Goes high hands and for the kill. Thury puts one down for an ace. So some definite communication errors in the back row for the Knights. Uncharacteristic for a Kale Heck team. And now they're gonna hide number 3, Callie Roman, and make an adjustment. Bring the libero over. She does get the pass up. Jones sets that good dig in the back row by Thury. Another big dig by O'Gorman now in the back row. Russell's gonna set up Hertz. Roman with the dig, goes to Robinson in the middle, and she is gonna get the kill off of the hands, and it was blocked and brought down, but the Arrow's unable to control the block. And we're seeing the captain for the Knights come over. There's going to be a discussion between the down ref and the up ref, and point to the O'Gorman Knights.
Serving for the Knights, 22,
Lily Wibben comes back in, the middle hitter, senior, stands at 5'10", and Robinson will go back to serve. Robinson jumps that one over. Slide to Klatt. Robinson with the dig. Free ball to the Arrows. And good kill by Lauren Venegay. (13-11). O'Gorman on top. This is set number 1. Ruthie Robinson serves that one over. Tight. And Venegay is able to put that one back on the Arrow side for a point. That'll keep Robinson back at the service line. Klatt tips it over. Tight set by London Smith. She was gave a tight set to the outside and unable to be handled and into the net for an attack error. Arrow point. O'Gorman now up 14-12. Andy Olson, the libero for the Arrows. Back row attack. Dug out by Olson. Big swing, hard swing by Lauren Venegay. Reese Munger was there and it was off of her arms and just caromed all the way to the back line and out. The power of Venegay shown off right there. A slide attack to Munger, and Munger tries to tip it over and tips that out for an attack error. Gorman up 16-12 in set number 1. Hertz with the swing. And down for a kill for Anna Hertz. That's Anna Hertz's second kill on the day. She and Thury both with 2. Russell back to serve. O'Gorman's gonna free ball this. Russell, we'll see what she does. She goes to the right side, and Bach tries to tip that one and tips it out. Not what you're looking for on a free ball. Free ball are those plays where any team that receives a free ball really wants to capitalize and needs to come away with a point. And there, it wasn't even a challenge point. It just happened to be an error. Did give the serve over to O'Gorman, and O'Gorman hits that one long. Hertz short serve, ace for Anna Hertz. That is her first ace on the night. Back set. And down for the kill for Walsh. Walsh, a 6'3" right side lefty going to Southwest Minnesota State. Tracked down by Russell, free balled over by the Arrows. Gives to Ruthie Robinson. Robinson on a quick to the middle, and she puts that down for a kill. Whoever matches first time out. O'Gorman up 19-15. Set number 1. We'll be back. And we're back on Arrow TV live for Dakota Land Federal Credit Union and DFS Insurance with a live look in to the Watertown Stadium, and we see the Brandon Valley Lynx and the Watertown Arrows, the girls, playing this evening. 0-0 score. As we mentioned earlier, in the boys match between the Lynx and Watertown, that resulted in a tie, 1-1 match there. Serves up for O'Gorman. Robinson rejects that one, and the Arrows unable to return it and hits that one out. Knights up 20-15, keeping the libero for O'Gorman at the service line of Allie Jones. Or excuse me, that's Katie McKay. And there, Thury gets the kill. That is Thury's third kill on the evening. Ace for Reese Munger brings the Arrows within 3. Smith over to the right side. And the kill for Mackenzie Walsh. Roman back to serve. DS for the Knights. Russell going to the outside. Big swing and down for the kill. So the big blockers of O'Gorman unable to reject that one, just falls right into their arms and down for a kill. Good attack by Thury. That will send Remmers back to serve. And O'Gorman comes back with a big hit from Allie Jones. Allie Jones, wearing number 4, will go back to the service line. Arrows with the timeout. O'Gorman up 23-18. We'll take it as well. Set number 1 in the Watertown Civic Arena. O'Gorman up 23-18 in this set. Jones with the serve. Olsen, good pass up to Klatt. It is dug back up by the libero of the Knights. Thury looking to put this away, and she is going to get the kill. As it looks like number 12, which is London Smith, was called for being in the net. They'll send Thury back to serve. Kill by Lauren Venegay. 24-19 in set number 1. And Robinson serves that game point into the net. Arrows will look to their junior libero of Andy Olson to put 4 points on the board. First one's up. Venegay puts that away for set number 1 win. O'Gorman Knights take set number 1, 25-20. We'll be back for set number 2 in just a moment. On an 83-match win streak. They're the 3-time defending champions. Right now, they're planning this weekend or this Thursday, I think, going down to Las Vegas to a tournament, playing some big teams down there. That's just simply how good of a team Harrisburg is. They've got the height, they've got the skill level, they play really well together. But O'Gorman, if they can, maybe figure out some of this chemistry and put it all together by the end of the season, they have the height and the skill to, maybe knock off Harrisburg. Is it too early to call that? Set number 1 starts out with a slide. Lily Webben gets on the board with a kill. It's her first kill on the evening. That'll send London Smith, the setter, to the service line. Russell looks at Hertz. Hertz swings, puts it back in the corner of zone number 1 for a kill. serves, good serve. Dug out, back row attack. Blocked by Walsh. Good dig by Andy Olson, puts it into the hands of the setter, Russell. Russell's able to put a good setup and just tough to get over the 6'3" frame of Mackenzie Walsh. Ace for Lauren Venegay, drops that right in 10-foot line in front of Thury. And you can see Venegay looks to be targeting Thury. That time she gets a good pass. Russell's gonna go back to Thury. Tie set. Give it to the left-hander of Walsh. And there is a touch called point to O'Gorman. And you could see that right away on the faces and the reaction of the Knights. Right away they were calling for that touch. You see that big top spin serve from Lauren Venegay. Don't see that too often. You see a lot of float and that knuckleball type serve. And with Venegay, she throws that high in the air and puts a top spin. Generally, if you can get underneath the ball, hips lower and underneath the top spin, you can pass those fairly well. But the key is judging that as it's dying down to the floor. You need to get your hips underneath it. And there we see a miscommunication from the two seniors on the Arrows side of Hertz and Thury. Both of them thought the other one was going to get it, and that drops down for an ace for the libero of Katie McKay. Ruthie Robinson going after that setter spot in that one zone of the Arrows. Thought she mishit that just a little bit, but it does drop down on the line for a kill. We'll keep McKay at the service line. Siri Bach with a kill. That's going to be Bach's second kill on the evening. Siri Bach, committed to play volleyball at Northwestern and St. Paul this past week. So congratulations to Siri Bach as well. Kerrigan Klatt with another kill. Jordan Remmers with a service error, and that's the first missed serve on the evening for the Watertown Arrows. O'Gorman up 8-4 in set number 2. They did win set number 1, 25-20. Good play. Quick tempo. They kind of call that a 31 or a 3 is the terminology, and that was well executed by the Arrows between Russell and Klatt for a kill. Dug out by Russell. Ruthie Robinson on the swing. And that is going to be out. They're going to say that touched the antenna. Point Arrows. O'Gorman up 8-6 in set number 2. Smith goes to the outside, rejected by the Arrows. Smith with the setter dump right into the donut. The Arrows were not able to handle it, and that will be a point for O'Gorman. Smith is playing out of the front row, which allows her to jump and make a dump kill like that. See, the Arrows disagree with that call of out. Point to O'Gorman. Down, ref gives a short explanation to Coach Bellum. Robinson swings, gets underneath it, now Hertz, and she tips that down right in front of the diving Knight for a kill. Klatt now serving. That is something that the Arrows do, is one set Munger will serve, the next set Klatt will serve, both of them out of the middle. And then Andy Olson will serve for the other middle. Hertz swings down to the ground right in front of the libero. Hertz now with her 5th kill. 3 kills in this set. Keeps Klatt at the service line. Smith to Robinson, and Robinson puts that down to the floor. Robinson will go back to the service line. Robinson, the Creighton commit, stands at 6'1". She is only a junior. Prep Dig has her rated as the #2 overall player in the class of 2027 in South Dakota. Setter for the setter for the Arrows, and Kinsey Russell, and she puts that into the net. The Arrows now missed 2 serves in this match, both of them coming in this set. London Smith back to serve for the Knights. Floats that over. Good pass up to Russell. Russell feeds Reese Munger, and Munger's able to go off the high hands of O'Gorman and down to the floor for a kill. That is going to be Munger's 1st kill on this evening. Smith to the outside, big swing and good dig by Olson. It goes off the scoreboard. The Arrows are able to handle it, puts a swing on it by Thury, and it is rejected for a block. That'll send Lauren Venegay back for her top spin serve. Olson has difficulty with that one, causes a free ball to the Knights. And that is going to be out. Goes to the right side, and Walsh puts a swing on it, but wrong angle, and she hits it into the antenna. Olson will remain at that service line. Her team only down by 1. That time, cross court is Walsh, and she says, hey, I won't make that mistake again, and she puts that down to the floor for a kill. Russell gives it to Bach. Bach tips it. Out of system set. Andy Olson gives that to Thury. Thury swings, and it is blocked by Robinson down to the floor for a point. Now O'Gorman stretches their lead up to 3. This is set number 2. They did win set number 1, 25-20. Russell gives it to Thury again. Robinson swings. Klatt blocks that one, gives it attacks it. O'Gorman brings it back. Russell to Thury. Thury goes underneath the net. They don't call it. And O'Gorman is able to put that down for the kill. So you saw that on that swing. Ellie Russell was nearly half a body over that line underneath the net was not seen, but O'Gorman was able to put it down to the net anyway. Klatt goes to the middle, another 31. And she gets the kill. Again, Kerrigan Klatt has been a breakout star for the Arrows from that middle position. She's a high jumper and a competitive cheer and a volleyball player. Thury is blocked again. One of those things that the adjustment by O'Gorman in going up and reading the block of Thury. And so Thury's gonna have to work, either go with those high hands, expect it, or work around those blocks and different angles. Russell can move her around the net. This time they go to Klatt. Allie Jones sees the court, puts that down where nobody's at. O'Gorman stretches their lead now to 5. Up 18-13, set number 2. We'll be back. And stay with us after this match between the O'Gorman Knights and the Watertown Arrows. And we'll have the Dakota Land Federal Credit Union post-game show. And Kinsey Russell will be joining us here in the Dakota Land Federal Credit Union DFS Insurance broadcast booth. So we look forward to her joining us on her parents' anniversary. So Dawn and Rhett get to spend their anniversary doing nothing more that they'd rather do than watch one of their kids competing in one of their athletic activities. See Roman back to serve for the Knights. And she is going to get an ace. Down balls that over. O'Gorman's going to put a swing on that to the outside and down for the kill, Allie Jones. With both of these teams, and we talked about it in pregame, if you can stay in system, the firepower is there at the net positions, these front row positions. Both teams can hit, they can hit hard, they have different types of offensive weapons and attacks that they can do. But if you're going to give them a free ball, just as we saw with O'Gorman a little bit ago, and giving it to Allie Jones, they're going to make you pay. This time they move Allie Jones in to really that 3 spot, and she goes and puts that right between the seam of the 2 blockers down for a kill. It's a good attack by Allie Jones. She's back at the service line, and she's gonna get a kill. Allie Jones with 5 kills and 2 aces on the evening. Make it 3 aces. So Allie Jones now taking over from the service line. Coach Bellum calls timeout with the Knights extending their lead. They are up 9, 23-14. We talked about Harrisburg, you know, the heavy favorite in Class AA and arguably the top or favorite team you know, throughout all classes in South Dakota volleyball. But Brandon Valley is finding their groove in the early going, and they're a deep, balanced team. Historically, you know, they've had the skilled players, just haven't been able to put it together, and we're seeing that in the early going of this season that chemistry is, maybe they found it, and they're playing some really, really good volleyball. As we see after the timeout, Allie Jones. Remmer's good pass and a slide attack to Kerrigan Klatt. And Klatt is able to put that down for a kill. Right over or between the two blockers. Klatt serves that one into the net. It's the third service error for the Arrows. All three of them coming in this set. O'Gorman up 24-15 in set number 2. Libby Stoll, serve for O'Gorman. Tipped over by Hertz, down for a kill. And we'll see Stoll sub out. Libby Stoll, a 5'5" senior, a senior captain for O'Gorman. She'll be subbed in that by Ruthie Robinson, and then the libero will come in for Robinson and play that back row. Blocked by the Arrows. Reese Munger and Siri Bach combining there to reject the Knights. A lot of work to do for Kinsey Russell. Looking to get some momentum for set number 3. Andy will set up Hertz. Hertz swings, dug out in the back row by Jones. Gonna go on a pipe attack. It's dug out by Russell. Another tip by Hertz, and right now the tip is working for the Arrows. They're leaving that donut area, which is the center of the court, open, and that's the defense that O'Gorman runs. It allows them to be vulnerable in that spot. And there it is, the kill by Lauren Venegay. She sends the O'Gorman Knights to a set 2 win, 25-18. O'Gorman up 2 sets to nothing. We'll be back for set number 3. system. Allow Kinsey Russell 3 options on every play. If they're able to do that, the Arrows can get themselves back in this game. But so far in this match, the passing has really not allowed Russell to, set 3 options. When she's had the opportunity, she's put a nice tempo, quick set to Kerrigan Klatt. She's run some slides. Need to get Munger more involved, and that starts with that pass, allowing the 3 options for Russell. So we'll see what happens here for the Arrows. Remmers comes out with the pass and does give it to Hertz. Hertz has found that window in the defense. Again, that donut area is open, and she's able to put that down for the kill. Anna Hertz now with her 8th kill so far in this match. She is leading in the kill column for the Arrows. Venegay with the kill. Siri Bach swinging out of the outside position, puts that down to the kill. But that pass caused Russell again to go beyond that 10-foot line. And really, it's really a hard set to go anywhere else but outside. She had to go there, and Bach was able to put that away for the kill. But you want to move that pass, that first contact pass, closer to the net to allow Russell to use her different weapons. And the Arrows have weapons at the net. They have hitters. Walsh takes a little bit off of that and drops that down between the net and Munger. Miss hit for Ellie Thury. Thury, 5 kills here this evening, but does have 5 errors, so hitting efficiency not where you want it to be. And part of that is, she was getting blocked in that second set, but that starts with the passes too. The defense knows the ball is going to the outside when Russell is taken beyond the 10-foot line and in that half part of the court. It's the only place she can go, and defenses can key off of that. And of course, O'Gorman's doing so, or has done so. Service error by Munger. Again, this would be Munger set to serve. In the Arrows run that rotation. First set, Munger serves. Second set, Kerrigan Klatt serves. And then third set, Munger again. Arrows have to free ball. They're going to set up Robinson on the slide attack, and Robinson puts that down to the net. And a team like O'Gorman, you give them free opportunities or free balls, they're going to run an offense, a play that is going to have a high percentage likelihood of terminating that. Allie Jones and the outside now recognizing that the Arrows from that left side are trying to tip into the donut. Allie Jones is cheating over from her 4 zone to pick up that tip. She was able to pick that up, so now the Arrows have to adjust and go into that sharp cross in that 4 zone. This time they do swing and have a hitting error. That'll send Roman back to the service line. The DS. Thury swings, good dig in the back row. Unable to get that across, and really that was rejected by the right side in the middle of Bach and Klatt. off an attack of Jones, but really, really good dig in the back row by Lauren Venegay. Venegay taking her talents to West Palm Beach, Florida, gonna play for Palm Beach Atlantic down there. Russell again, nowhere else to go but the outside. Ruthie Robinson on the slide. Just in the women's game, the slide is one of the most lethal attacks that you can have in schemes. And that's why in the women's game, you are looking for a player that can go high and go, you know, jump off of 1 foot. And you're seeing Ruthie Robinson. It helps that she's taller as well, but the athleticism allows her to put good attacks on that ball. Russell now in system, and you can see there was a good swing, and Thury looking to go around the block, and she just goes wide on that cross-court attack for an error. We can see that on that replay. O'Gorman up 10-5. Coach Bellum calls timeout. We'll take it as well. We'll be back. Once again, we have a live look into Watertown, the new Watertown Stadium. Watertown Arrows up 1-0 in this soccer match between the Brandon Valley Lynx and the Watertown Arrows. Back inside this beautiful evening in Watertown, South Dakota, as the O'Gorman Knights right now leading the Arrows 2-0. Thury with the swing, and she's able to tool that block for a kill. Ellie Thury with her 6th kill on the evening. She will go back to the service line. Ruthie Robinson makes an adjustment. And the ball control of the O'Gorman. Hertz puts that down into the donut. And desperation attempt keeps the ball up. And then we see Lauren Venegay put that down to the court. Hertz now swings, and that is for an error. Anna Hertz with 8 kills. That is her first hitting error on the evening. So hitting efficiency for Hertz really good here this evening. And she's just seeing the court really well. Russell in the front row. She tips this over, and the up ref says it rolled along the net and then went out, but the down ref sees it differently and sees a touch. And that is going to be the correct call. Kinsey Russell in the front row goes up and tips that. It did touch the O'Gorman Knight, and then it rolled out. So that point does go to the Watertown Arrows. Venegay swings. Powerful swing down into the court, and Olsen unable to handle that one. That will send the setter, London Smith. London Smith, the senior, stands at 5'9", and she's gonna go to Maryville, Missouri, to NCAA Division II, Northwest Missouri. Play some volleyball. That swing is out for an error. Hits the tape and rolls over for an ace for London Smith. London Smith, one of the senior captains for O'Gorman, and O'Gorman taking commanding lead in set number 3, 15-7. And she's going to get an ace off of Jordan Remmers. This has really been the tale of tonight, has been that first ball contact, not allowing Kinsey Russell to use all of her weapons. And right now, the Arrows are reeling in their serve receive. Smith tries to go down the line and serves that out, hits the antenna. London Smith with 3 aces. The Knights have 9 aces on the day, and of course that doesn't count the serves that cause the Arrows to go out of system. Walsh swings on that one. Puts that down and takes the setter out of the play, and that's Russell. Russell got to it, unable, and another Arrow is unable to go and get the ball, and that did drop for a kill. See a service error now for O'Gorman, and we'll see Torrance Tipton coming into this match. Torrance Tipton going to play that outside position for Ellie Thury. We'll send Tipton back in serve receive. Tipton, just a sophomore, stands at 5'11". O'Gorman up 19-10. Munger will go back to serve. Robinson hits that into the net for an error. Pipe attack and kill from the back row. Venegay now with her 11th kill on the evening. Jordan Remmers back to serve for the Arrows. O'Gorman up 2-0 and leading in this third set. Jones dug up by the Arrows. Tipton swings and puts that deep into the corner. Torrance Tipton gets a kill. It's Tipton's first kill on the evening. Venegay, just powerful. And we will see a substitution on the O'Gorman's side. Reese Venegay is going to come in for her sister. And the up ref was not ready for that one, so this will be a replay. Reese Venegay, a 5'10" freshman, and that is one of the things about this O'Gorman team. They have a freshman group that is coming up that has height, skill, and O'Gorman looks pretty good for several years yet to come. They've got, what, 3 freshmen on their varsity roster. So the freshman for O'Gorman coming up, and there we see the serve for Allie Jones, and things are just falling apart for the Arrows right now. Drops in between Remmers and Olson. Jones with another ace, and that's going to be her 5th ace in this match. O'Gorman up now with match point 24-13. And on match point, Jones serves that one into the net. We will see Ellie Thury come back into this match to serve. And out. That'll keep Thury back to serve. Arrows down 15-24, set number 3. Venegay swings, and that is a hitting error. That is Reese Venegay, the freshman, getting some times here. She looks over at her coach, and coach just gives a clap, keeps swinging. Thury on the serve. We're going to see in system goes to Ruthie Robinson, rejected by the Arrows. Venegay tries to give a free ball, and free balls it back to her own side. Point Arrows. And Ellie Thury serves that one to the net. That will complete the match here tonight, where the O'Gorman Knights do defeat the Watertown Arrows in 3 sets to nothing. We'll take a short timeout, and we'll be back for the Dakota Land Federal Credit Union post-game show. We believe we'll be joined by Kinsey Russell in the post-game show. So stay with us. We'll be back. And welcome back to the Watertown Civic Arena. We are live for the Dakota Land Federal Credit Union and DFS Insurance post-game show. The O'Gorman Knights come into the Civic Arena, and they do give the Watertown Arrows a 3-0 defeat here this evening. They defeat the Arrows 25-20. 25-18 and 25-17. Really, the theme of this game was really passing, and you can't give a free ball to a team like the O'Gorman Knights, because they're going to take advantage of that. And you know, the Arrows had some difficulty handling the serve of the O'Gorman Knights. O'Gorman had 11 aces in this 3-set match. So just, you know, that is really the difference in this game, Allie Jones for O'Gorman had 5 aces, followed by the setter of London Smith. She had 3 aces, and then 1 apiece for Katie McKay, Lauren Venegay, and Kaylee Roman. And, you know, that doesn't tell the whole, you know, tale of the tape either, because those are the aces. It was the first contact that didn't allow Kinsey Russell to really put, you know, 3 options. Didn't allow her to set up her middles, her right side, and her, you know, outsides. The outsides got a lot of balls here this evening. So, you know, that's some things I'm sure that she's going to look for, or Coach Bellum's going to look to improve for the Arrows. Kinsey Russell, who I do see coming up here, she had 20 assists, 1 kill, and 4 digs on the evening. And in the kills area, you know, Anna Hertz led the team with 8 kills, and only had 2 errors here this evening with 3 digs. We look at our other stats. Ellie Thury, 6 kills, but did have 7 errors here this evening on 4 digs. Kerrigan Cladd out of the middle with 5 kills. And again, all of our stats up here in the Dakota Land Federal Credit Union broadcast booth are unofficial. But hey, we are joined live in the Dakota Land Federal Credit Union broadcast booth, or the Aero TV booth, by Kinsey Russell. So welcome, Kinsey. So one of the, you know, not the ending that we were looking for in this match. Preparation coming into this match, how was the week's preparation coming in? You know, O'Gorman, they are tall, right? They've got some players that are going, I mean, one of them going to Creighton on there. So preparation up to this match, how was this week? Yeah, so I think we're having just a little bit of audio difficulty. I'm not sure. All right, let's test that. Can you hear me now, Kinsey? So she still can't hear me, so. Well, we'll take a quick timeout and we'll come back with Kinsey Russell in just a moment. All right, we'll try this again. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Is this a little better?
Yes.
All right, so again, not how we wanted this week to end and this match to end, but preparation. You kind of were telling me, but our audience didn't get to hear that, coming up to this this match.
Yeah, so we played Brandon last week, so we kind of knew it's going to be a similar matchup, you know, fast-paced. And we knew that they're going to be a lot taller, so we needed to run faster offenses. So yesterday we worked a lot on transitioning faster sets, being able to pass a low ball, still be in system.
Yeah, and you know, tonight, and at least from my vantage point, it looked like maybe you know, you didn't get it. You were out of system a lot tonight, and having to set that outside quite a bit. Did you feel that as well?
Yeah, I did.
So, you know, something that maybe Coach Bellum's going to work on in practice this week is that first contact a little bit. But let's change tunes a little bit. It's kind of a special day in your family today, isn't it?
Is it?
Uh-oh. What, is your parents celebrating anything today?
It's their anniversary.
It's their anniversary, and you're up here. So you want to wish them a happy anniversary while they're up here?
Happy anniversary.
How many years is it? You don't know? Oh no, I put you on the spot. She did say that she'd come up and meet with me, but I couldn't ask her any hard questions.
Yeah, that's
I guess that was a hard question.
I don't know.
All right, well, hey, couple things, all right. let's look and let's have just a little bit of fun. Out of all of your teammates, who is the one on your team that keeps everybody laughing? Who's the funniest?
Oh gosh. I don't know. We're all pretty funny.
All pretty funny?
I'd say probably Kerrigan.
Yeah, okay, I could see that.
Yep.
Yeah, she likes to have a little fun.
Yep.
Yeah,
She's
okay.
never in a bad mood. So.
Yeah. You know, I like to say that that's like her competitive cheerleader in her.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. We're on the same. If we checked your team's playlist, what song has to be played in your locker room before a big match?
Honestly, anything by Rihanna.
Anything by Rihanna. And who runs the Vox in your?
Anna.
Did I say that right? The Vox.
Anna's playlist.
It's Anna.
Yep.
All right. Very good. And she plays Rihanna.
Yep.
All right. We're learning something. Do you have any pre-game superstition? No. So nothing. You don't have something you have to eat or anything like that, or nothing you're going to tell us?
I mean, no. The only thing is I have to do the same thing on my serve every single time. Otherwise, I mess up.
Fair. Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Here's a competition. Who wins in a team skills challenge? The setters, the hitters, or the liberos?
Setters.
Setters? Yeah, I'm with you. All right. Fair enough. All right. So your next match is against T.
Yep.
Start tomorrow in preparation, right? All right, and I think we're playing at home. This is only your second match at home, so you get to play again in Civic Arena. We look forward to that, and seeing you guys maybe on a different, have a different footing against T.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, well, what is your future plans? Do you know what you decide to do? This is your senior year. You're enjoying that, but next year, do you know what you're going to do?
Yeah.
Are you not willing to say it yet?
Oh,
or?
I'll say. I mean, okay. Going to SSU pre-vet and majoring in biology.
Hey, all right, cool. So you're decided on that, and SSU is where?
SDSU.
SDSU.
Yep.
Okay, so you're going just down to Brookings.
Yep.
All right, fantastic. Well, there you go. That is something I didn't know about you, so I learned something. All right. Well, thanks to Kinsey Russell for joining us here this evening. Our
Thank you.
Yep, we'll see ya. Our Dakota Land Federal Credit Union player of the game is going to go to, it really could go to really two, but I think we're going to go to Allie Jones. And Allie Jones is going to get this Dakota Land Federal Credit Union player of the game. She ends up having, I believe, 5 aces, 6 kills, 5 digs, so all-around player, really put the arrows in difficulty in their serve receive. So congratulations to Allie Jones. We'll get you a Dakota Land Federal Credit Union t-shirt for being the player of the game. Join us right here on Aero TV for our next broadcast. We will have the Watertown Arrows versus the T Titans right here in the Civic Arena. I am Cam Corey, and for all of us here at Aero TV, good night.